Members from India and those from the Indian community abroad
to welcome
possess
you
the
all
skills
to the
and the
inauguration
talent
of
to
the
play
Youth Pravasi
a
Bharatiya
crucial
Divas
role in
this
shaping our
beautiful
global
and
inclusive
spiritual
development
city of
agenda, rooted
The youth
in India's
PBD
traditions and
is being
cultural
celebrated
harmony and
as a
cohesive
card
values.
advisor for the
They
18th
therefore
Pravasi Bharatiya
have
Divas
the
convention
potential to contribute
with exclusive
significantly
focus
to the
on the youth
realization of
members
our new,
from both
resilient
the Indian diaspora
and Viksit Bharat.
as well as that
Government
from
of India has consistently
The
promoted
Indian diaspora,
those diaspora
consisting
engagement
of millions
programs that focus on
showcases
youth,
the
like
strength
the
of
No India
Indian
program.
culture and
So the
values.
PIO youth of today
Honorable Prime
has the
Minister of
opportunity
India,
to imbibe a more
Shri Narendra
comprehensive
Modi ji often
and holistic
highlights
perspective
the vital
of India's
role
rich
played by
history
the Indian
and cultural
diaspora
heritage
in promoting
and
India's
are inspired
interests
to
and
continue
culture
towards
all
strengthening
across the globe.
their ties with their ethnic
During the
motherland
15th PBD
that is
in
India.
2019,
Inclusive
he had
development
specially
agenda
told
the
the Indian
Youth
diaspora
Pravasi
that,
Bharatiya Divas today
I quote,
will facilitate
your contributions
exchange of ideas
to the nation building
and present
process
invaluable
are
insights
unparalleled.
from
The
diverse
pride of being an
stakeholders
Indian
on the
resonates
rule
globally.
that the
And
youth
you are
of
our
India and
strongest
those from the Indian
ambassadors,
diaspora
unquote.
have been playing in
Youth
our
members
globalized
of the
world
Indian diaspora
to
today
emerge as a
are
natural
making
leaders
huge
and
strides
what
in
should be
innovation,
the future
technology,
roadmap for them
and creativity.
and relevant stakeholders.
Honorable Prime Minister of India,
The
Shri
youth of
Narendra
India
Modi ji,
and that
had
from the Indian
distinctly
diaspora
noted that
will undoubtedly
the Indian diaspora
play a crucial role
contributes to
in shaping the
various
vision
sectors
of
globally.
Atmanirbhar Bharat.
The youth must
and
connect
for fostering
with the roots
human-centric
and leverage
globalization.
this
Thank you.
influence to promote
Jai Odisha,
India's interests
Jai Hind,
and values.
Jai Bharat. Namaskar.
India boasts of one of the world's largest youth populations
Thank you, Honourable
that
Minister of
reaps
State for
enormous
External Affairs,
demographic
Shri
dividends.
Pavitra Margarita
The
ji, for the
country
welcome address.
has made impressive strides
now,
in
ladies and
technology
gentlemen,
leadership,
For the opening
and the
remarks,
government is
I would
increasing
humbly
efforts
request
to
Honourable
contribute
Minister of Youth Affairs and
relevant
Sports,
skills through
Government
the
of India,
Pravasi
Dr.
Kaushal
Mansukh
Vikas
Mandavia
Yojana.
ji.
A collaboration between the Ministry of External Affairs and the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Youth members from India and those from the Indian community abroad possess the skills and the talent to play a crucial role in shaping our global inclusive development
प्रवासी
agenda,
भारतीय दिवस के
rooted
अवसर पर
in India's traditions and
आज के
cultural
कार्यक्रम में
harmony
हमारे बीच में
and
उपस्थित
cohesive values.
हमारे विदेश
They
मंत्री
therefore have the potential to
जयशंकर
contribute
जी,
significantly to the
राज्य के
realization of
यशस्वी
our
मुख्यमंत्री
new, resilient
आदरणीय
and
मोहन
Viksit
चरण
Bharat.
मांझी जी,
Government of India has consistently
हमारे
promoted those diaspora engagement
विदेश राज्य मंत्री
programs that focus on
पवित्रा
youth,
मार्गेरिटा
like
जी,
the No India program.
कीर्तिवर्धन
So
सिंह
the
जी,
PIO youth of today
मेरे सहयोगी
has the
मंत्री,
opportunity to imbibe a
आदरणीय
more
रक्षा निखिल
comprehensive
खड़से
and
जी,
holistic perspective of India's rich
हमारे
history and cultural heritage,
न्यूज़वीक,
and are inspired to continue towards strengthening their ties with their ethnic motherland,
उपस्थित
that is India, Bharat.
सभी प्रवासी
I'm
भाइयों
confident
बहनों और
that the Youth
युवा
Pravasi
दोस्तों,
Bharatiya Divas today will facilitate
आज
exchange of ideas
अवसर
and present invaluable
बहुत
insights
महत्वपूर्ण
from
अवसर है।
diverse stakeholders on the rule
प्रवासी
that
भारतीय दिवस
the
में
youth of India and those
जब
from
हम
the Indian
18वें
diaspora
प्रवासी
have
भारतीय
been
दिवस
playing
मना रहा
in
है।
our globalized world to
उस
emerge
दिवस
as a
को
natural leaders
diaspora
and what should be
contributions
the future
to
roadmap
विकसित भारत
for
की
them
थीम पर तैयार
and
करा
relevant
गया है।
stakeholders. The
विकसित
youth of
भारत
India and that from the
ये
Indian
प्रधानमंत्री
diaspora
जी का
will undoubtedly
दिया
play
गया
a crucial
लक्ष्य
role
है।
in shaping the vision
जब
of Atmanirbhar Bharat and for
देश
fostering
आजादी का
human-centric
अमृत
globalization.
महोत्सव वर्ष मान
Thank you.
मना रहा था।
Jai Odisha,
उस
Jai
वक्त
Hind, Jai Bharat.
प्रधानमंत्री जी
Namaskar.
ने 25 साल के अपने रोड मैप देते हुए
Thank you, Honourable Minister of State for
2047
External
में
Affairs,
जब देश
Shri
आजादी
Pavitra
का
Margarita
शताब्दी
ji, for
वर्ष
the welcome
मनाता हो
address.
तब
And now,
भारत
ladies and
को
gentlemen,
विकसित भारत
For
बनाने
the
का
opening
लक्ष्य
remarks,
रखा है।
I would humbly
वे
request
विकसित
Honourable
भारत
Minister
बनाने
of
में
Youth Affairs and Sports,
हमारे
Government of
युवाओं
India,
की
Dr. Mansukh
महत्वपूर्ण
Mandavia
भूमिका
ji.
कैसी हो सकती है, उसके लिए भी अपने विचार रखे हैं। आज जब 9 जनवरी 2025 है, 110 साल पहले महात्मा गांधी यंग एज में अफ्रीका से हिंदुस्तान परत आए थे। जब अफ्रीका में वो रहते थे तब उन्होंने आज के कार्यक्रम में काले गोरे के भेदभाव को नाबूद करने के लिए हमारे विदेश मंत्री एक बहुत बड़ा आंदोलन आदरणीय जयशंकर जी वहाँ से बहुत कुछ सीखे थे, राज्य के यशस्वी मुख्यमंत्री, और ये वहाँ का अनुभव को लेके जी हिंदुस्तान परत आए। हमारे जब वो हिंदुस्तान आया विदेश तब उन्होंने आजादी की लड़त का जी एक रूपरेखा भी तैयार करा, क्योंकि वहां से सहयोगी वो बहुत कुछ सीख के आए थे। आदरणीय रक्षा और ये खड़से जी दिन को याद करते हुए प्रतिवर्ष हम प्रवासी भारतीय दिवस जब मनाते हैं यूएसए, तब सीईओ हमारे प्रवासी भारतीय जी देश के विकास में अपना कंट्रीब्यूशन कैसे दे, सभी प्रवासी भाइयों देश के साथ कैसे जुड़े, उसके लिए भी प्रधानमंत्री जी ने आज हमें कई बार अपना संदेश दिया है। जब आप आते हैं बहुत महत्वपूर्ण प्रवासी भारतीय के रूप में, तब आपने जिस देश में काम करा है वहाँ का अनुभव जब 18वें प्रवासी भारतीय दिवस मना रहा है, बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस उस दिवस को आपने देखी है, वहाँ से जो कुछ श्रेष्ठ है विकसित भारत जो वहाँ से आप समझे हैं, ये चीजों को हिंदुस्तान में ला के हम विकसित प्रधानमंत्री जी का कैसे हमारा कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन करें, लक्ष्य वो भी हम सुनिश्चित कर सकते हैं। जब हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने देश आजादी का दिया कि हमें विकसित भारत बनाना है, वर्ष मना देश को आगे ले जाना है, तो हम कैसे ले जाएंगे? देश को विकसित बनाने के लिए 25 साल के साथ अपने रोड मैप देते हुए सबका विश्वास 47 और सबका प्रयास देश आजादी का शताब्दी वर्ष मनाता हो, हमें आगे बढ़ना, तब हमारी शक्तियों को संयोजना बनाने का लक्ष्य आज है। हिंदुस्तान एक ऐसा देश बनाने में दुनिया में हमारे युवा और हिंदुस्तान में सबसे ज्यादा यूथ, उसके लिए भी 20 में से 13 आज जब इंडियन सिटीजन 9 युवा जनवरी जिसकी एज बिलो 35 है और सारे देश की एवरेज एज 29 महात्मा गांधी, ये हमारे लिए एज में बहुत बड़ी डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड है हिंदुस्तान पर, उसको हम कैसे जब अफ्रीका में वो रहते थे हम देश तब उन्होंने भारत बना सके। वहाँ काले गोरे के भेदभाव को नाबूद करने के लिए जब देश में बहुत बड़ा आंदोलन चलाया था, उस वक्त वहाँ से बहुत मोदी जी ने मुझे समझे थे, भारत सरकार के वहाँ का अनुभव को लेके दिया था। हिंदुस्तान जब परत आई की रिसर्च के बाद हिंदुस्तान आया, मैंने देखा तब उन्होंने हमारे युवा साइंटिस्ट ने लीड करा, आजादी की लड़त मेहनत करी और एक रूपरेखा भी तैयार करा, विश्व का वहाँ पहला और इकलौता वैक्सीन आए थे बनाने में हम सफल रहे थे। दिन को याद करते हुए प्रतिवर्ष, लेकिन हमने वैक्सीन तो बना लिया, हम प्रवासी भारतीय दिवस जब मनाते हैं वैक्सीनेशन अभियान चलाना था, हमारे प्रवासी भारतीय चलाना था, तब देश के विकास में अपना कंट्रीब्यूशन कैसे दे, हमारे युवा नर्स देश के साथ हमारे युवा जुड़े, पैरामेडिक के लिए भी प्रधानमंत्री जी ने हमें कई बार अपना हिमालयन रेंज में गए, जब आप आते हैं रेगिस्तान राजस्थान के रेगिस्तान के क्षेत्र में, तब 5-5 जिस देश में काम करा है वहाँ का अनुभव आपके साथ है, डोज लगाने में वहाँ सक्सेस रहे ताकि हम कोविड क्राइसिस के सामने जीत पाए, उसमें मेरे देश के युवाओं की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका रही, जो वहाँ से आप समझे हैं। ये चीजों को हिंदुस्तान में लाके को अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले, भारत के लिए राष्ट्रीय कैसे हमारा कंट्रीब्यूशन करे वो भी हम सुनिश्चित कर सकते हैं। मोदी जी ने कहा, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने विकसित भारत बनाना है दिया, तो हमें 140 करोड़ की जनता को देश को आगे ले जाना है, तो हम कैसे देश के युवाओं को अपॉर्चुनिटी देश को विकसित बनाने के लिए आज जिस 18 साल के युवा है सबका विकास, 25 साल के बाद विकसित बनाना चाहिए, हमारी शक्तियों को संयोजना है, कैसा विकसित भारत चाहते हैं। हिंदुस्तान एक ऐसा देश है दुनिया में समाहित और हिंदुस्तान में, और इसलिए ज्यादा प्रधानमंत्री जी ने एक नया इंडिया में है 20 में से 13 11-12 इंडियन सिटीजन युवा यूथ फेस्टिवल मनाते हैं। बिलो 35 कहा कि इस बार और सारे देश की एवरेज तरीके से मनाएंगे 29 हर बार, ये हमारे लिए सिटी में बहुत बड़ी फेस्टिवल के माध्यम से डिविडेंड है एकत्रित होते थे, उसको हम कैसे एनकेज करें। लेकिन इस बार मोदी जी ने देश को विकसित भारत देश के युवा, मैंने देश के युवाओं की शक्ति को देखा के लिए जब देश में कोविड क्राइसिस में पार्टिसिपेट करे, उस वक्त ऐसे मोदी जी ने मुझे लाख युवाओं ने भारत सरकार के हेल्थ मिनिस्टर के रूप में दायित्व दिया था, उसमें से 2 लाख युवाओं को आइडेंटिफाई करा की बात आई और उसको 10 सेगमेंट में हमारे युवा साइंटिस्ट ने लीड करा के लिए कहा, मेहनत करी 2 करोड़ और होल्ड वायरस से बना 60,000 विश्व का पहला लेटर निकला वैक्सीन बनाने में, और ये लेटर का असेसमेंट करा गया।
Computer Sciences
तब प्रधानमंत्री जी
and
ने
PhD
हमें
in
कई बार
Mobile
कहा
Internet.
कि आप
He also holds an executive
इस
program
कार्यक्रम में भी
diploma
आते हैं।
from Harvard Business
उनके
School.
अलावा भी आपका रिश्ता है,
Dr. Dev Prakash's
आपका
leadership has resulted
परिवार है,
in
आपका
Newsweek
village है, आपका
reaching
state
over
है।
100 million
जब आप
monthly
हिंदुस्तान
readers
आओगे, भारत आओगे,
and achieving
तब वहाँ के
profitability.
लोगों को भी
May I request Dr. Dev
हिंदुस्तान में,
Prakash
भारत में
ji to
लेके
kindly
आना।
address the August gathering.
देश को
Dr.
दिखाना,
Dev Prakash ji.
देश की डाइवर्सिटी की पहचान कराना और वहाँ जो ज्ञान है वो भी लाना है, वहाँ का अनुभव भी लाना है और हमारे देश के साथ उसको साझा करना है। मैं मानता हूँ कि अभी यही समय है और मोदी जी ने कहा सही समय है, यही समय है, सही समय है। हम सब लोग भारतवासी 35 मिलियन भारतवासी जो हमारे प्रवासी भारतीय है, हम सब लोग देश के लिए, भारत को विकसित बनाने के लिए अपनी अपनी तरह से अपने से जो भी हो सके वो देश के लिए कंट्रीब्यूट करके हम 2047 में भारत को विकसित भारत के रूप में दुनिया के सामने लाए। यही आप सबसे अपेक्षा है। आप सबको मेरी ओर से हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। धन्यवाद।
My dear young global Indians, Namaste. A very good morning
बहुत बहुत
to you all.
धन्यवाद। माननीय
It is
युवा
an
कार्यक्रम
absolute
एवं
honor
खेल मंत्री
to
भारत
address you
सरकार
all at this historic
डॉक्टर मनसुख
18th
मांडविया जी,
Pravasi
आपके
Bharatiya
संबोधन के
Divas.
लिए, आपके उद्बोधन के लिए।
A platform that
माननीय मंत्री जी ने
exemplifies
विकसित
the
भारत का
strength
जिक्र
and
किया
unity of
और
our Indian
18वें
diaspora,
प्रवासी भारतीय दिवस का
whose
थीम भी है
achievements
डायस्पोरा's
continue to
contribution
inspire
to a
and
विकसित
elevate
भारत।
India's
Ladies
standing
and gentlemen,
globally.
our Honorable Youth Affairs
It
and
is a
Sports
great
Minister,
privilege to be in
Dr.
this
Mansukh
forum
Mandavia
and
ji.
in the company of your previous honorees,
Our
leaders
guest
of the
of
global
honor
Indian
of Youth
diaspora
Pravasi Bharatiya
that has
Divas is
shaped
Mr.
and is
Dev
shaping
Pragar ji.
so much
He is
of our
from
common
USA.
future.
He is President, CEO and co-founder of
My story
Newsweek.
is quintessentially
Dr.
American.
Dev Pragar ji was born
The
in
striving
India
immigrant
and he
with
grew
a
up in
dream.
United Kingdom.
pulling off a business
He did his
turnaround
bachelor's
of
in
an
computer
iconic
sciences
American
and
brand
PhD in
against
mobile
impossible
internet.
odds in New
He
York
also
City.
holds an executive
the
program
city
diploma
that
from
never
Harvard
sleeps.
Business School.
Today, as a family,
Dr. Dev Prakar's
we
leadership
are
has resulted
proud
in Newsweek
American
reaching
citizens.
over 100 million monthly
Yet,
readers
it is also
and achieving
a
profitability.
quintessentially Indian
May I request
story.
Dr. Dev Pragar ji
In
to
fact,
kindly address
as
the
many
August gathering.
Americans of
Dr.
Indian
Dev Pragar
descent
ji.
will attest, the Indian heritage did much to make the American success possible. So let's begin with my Indian story. I was born in 1984 in the South Indian city of Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu.
Dr.
I am
S.
Indian
Shankar,
by birth,
Honorable External Affairs
heritage,
Minister,
and culture.
Dr. Mansukh
I
Mandavia,
spent the first 11
Honorable
years
Minister
of
of
my
Youth
life
Affairs and
here
Sports,
in India.
Shri
The
Mohan Charan
memories
Maji,
and culture
Honorable
of this
Chief
land
Minister of
are
Odisha,
deeply
Shri
engraved
Prab-
in me.
Pabitra Margarita,
Indian food is
Honorable
my
Minister of
go-to
State for
comfort
External
food.
Affairs, Ms.
My
Raksha
parents
Nikhil
emigrated
Katsay,
from India
Honorable
when I
Minister
was
of
11
State
years
for Youth
old.
Affairs and Sports,
Briefly to the Middle East,
distinguished
before
guests,
settling in London,
and to
England.
the reason for the
My
significant
father
gathering today,
is an IIT
my
graduate
dear young
who
global
became a professor.
Indians. Namaste.
Education
A very
played
good
a
morning
major role
to you all.
in our family.
It is an absolute
Like
honor
many from the
to
Indian
address you
community,
all at this
I
historic
obtained an
18th
engineering degree,
Pravasi Bharatiya
followed
Divas,
it with a PhD,
a platform that
from King's College,
exemplifies
London,
the strength and unity
whose current
of our
president
Indian
and
diaspora,
vice chancellor,
whose
Satish Kapoor,
achievements
who's a
continue
good
to
friend of
inspire
mine,
and
is
elevate
also
India's
of Indian
standing globally.
It is a
My
great
first
privilege
stint
to
in
be in
media
this forum was
and in the company
London,
of your previous honorees,
where I learned the nuances
leaders of the global
of
Indian
digital
diaspora
media
that
and
have
the
shaped
advertising
and is shaping
business. So much.
He was
of our
also
common
in London,
future,
a melting pot of the world,
where I met my future
my
wife,
story
who's
is
from Czech
quintessentially
Republic.
American.
For me,
The
a
striving
globalized
immigrant
world
is
with
not
a dream,
just a matter of corporate strategy,
pulling off a business
at
turnaround
home of an
it can
iconic
lead to
American
delicious
brand,
but often very
against
confusing
impossible
dinner
odds
menus.
in New York City. The city
My
that
American
never
story
sleeps.
really begins in 2016.
Today, as a family, we
when
are
I moved to New York,
proud to
American
lead
citizens,
and then own Newsweek.
Yet,
It
the
is storied
also
American
a quintessentially
publication
Indian
that had fallen
story.
on hard times.
In fact,
After
as
decades
many
of
Americans
global dominance
of Indian
as a
descent
news magazine
will attest,
Newsweek had been
the
through
Indian
4
heritage
owners in 11 years,
did much to make the American
including
success
through the hands
possible.
of some of the biggest names.
So let's
in
begin
American
with my
publishing.
Indian story.
After
I was
decade
born
of near
in
bankruptcies,
1984
fire sales, and
in the South
bailouts,
Indian city
the
of
rescue of
Coimbatore
Newsweek
in
was
Tamil Nadu
dismissed as a fool's
I am
errand.
Indian by birth.
The business
heritage
logic
and
of a
culture.
turnaround did appear to be foolish,
I spent the first 11
but
years
I
of my
refused
life
to accept it.
here in India.
Newsweek had been
The
part of
memories
the fabric
and
of
culture
the
of
American
this
land
life are
for nearly a
deeply
century.
engraved in me.
It was worth saving,
Indian
in
food
my view.
is my go-to comfort
There
food.
was value in that legacy.
My parents emigrated from
perhaps
India when I was
a little
11
bit
years
easier
old.
for me to see
Briefly to
as
the
an
Middle East,
Indian-born immigrant
before settling
from
in
a
London,
culture
England.
where past and present
My father is an IIT graduate. Then there were the professor. Had I failed, education played a major role in our family. I would have faced both financial, like many from the Indian community, I obtained an engineering degree. No project this daunting followed it could be undertaken without the from King's College, London, of higher purpose, whose current president and vice chancellor, Satish Kapoor, we again turn to the history of mine and heritage is also of Indian origin. Newsweek had lost its way not just because of technological disruptions in media, but because it had strayed from its roots, where I learned the nuances for all Americans of digital media and the turned away from the values and viewpoints of our vast and diverse country. Also in London and taking melting pot of the world among the coastal where I met my future wife, who's from Czech Republic. The magazine's relevance, credibility, for me, and audience globalized world crumbled is not just a matter of financial strategy. At home, it can lead to delicious, to rebuild Newsweek very confusing of non-partisan journalism, to speak to and listen to American people story across really begins in 2016 when I moved to New York to lead and to welcome diverse voices in the pursuit of finding the story of American publication. We did this not just out of the reverence for the past, after decades of global dominance, it was the right thing to do for America's future. Newsweek had been through deeply divided in 11 years, talking past each other, including the media was part of some of the biggest names in American publishing. The pursuit of common ground and fair journalism after a decade of near bankruptcies, fire sales, good for America. Probably will not be standing here today. The business logic, the right thing to do, of a turnaround did appear to be foolish, also the profitable thing to do. But I refuse to accept Newsweek's audience has grown more than 10 Newsweek had been part of all the fabric of the American life journey for nearly a century. Our demographics today it was perfectly represent the cross-section of America. There was value in that legacy of the audience identifying that was perhaps left-leaning, a little bit easier for me to see right-leaning as an Indian-born immigrant, moderate, from a culture English language. No project this daunting in the world could be undertaken without the guiding light of a higher tradition and heritage was only part of the story. Inspiration. Being an outsider to turn to the history and heritage of the brand, to think about problems. Newsweek had lost its way not just because I became an technological disruption at the time, but because it had strayed buying from its storied legacy media magazine for all Americans from collapse. It had turned away from the values and philanthropic investments of vast and diverse countries everywhere and taken shelter among the coastal elites of America. The magazine's relevance, contrary to that, I was not born into an audience. I had to work my way up with its financial, and that turned out to be fortuitous for Newsweek. We resolved to rebuild Newsweek to building a profitable of non-partisan journalism, and in doing so, we regrouped and listened to people across the political and the cultural spectrum under intense pressure. The pressure and to welcome diverse voices. Now those billionaires. Divided, Americans were talking past each other, that it took an the media was too. I must confess, many Indian immigrants to the United States here today in the Silicon Valley. The right thing to do, I borrowed many ideas from the Valley. The profitable thing to do. We run Newsweek on Newsweek's audience has grown more than 10 frameworks that made tech giants like Intel and Google so successful. Our demographics we today turned our journalism mission the cross-section including fairness meter and trust meter, with a third others are beginning to follow our footsteps. Leaning. My engineer's instincts have set us on a path to build a platform business moderate, leveraging our global reach at a time and growing Americans create B2B products tumbled to an all-time low consumer strategy. YouGov's trust in media monitor is at the heart of everything we do today. Growing across the political spectrum. I know this beats the stereotype. It may not be a coincidence that exactly what you would expect the fastest engineering guy to do with a 92-year-old in the world last year. Yet we are thriving in print too. The embrace of tradition and heritage was only part of the story. Published more frequently, being an outsider to American media, Newsweekly helped me to think about problems differently. Two Harvard Business School I became an owner of Newsweek at the time. A case study on billionaires were buying around Newsweek storied legacy media brands to save them today from collapse. My leadership and turnaround of Newsweek, those were philanthropic investments Harvard Business lauded by news to many aspiring business leaders who now have time to regroup and rebuild. The dean of the Harvard Business School, Srikant, contrary to that, I was not born into wealth. Is from India. I had to work my way out. So are many distinguished turned out to be professors for Newsweek. We committed ourselves to building a profitable another unexpected and in doing so we regrouped Indian rebuilt-inspired success story, the platform and the content under intense pressure. Transition has the pressure paid to offer the American now those billionaires owners have run out of perspective and on the rise of India to turn profit. Yet Newsweek is a global brand, growing, proud, and investing inside our newsroom and outside it. India has its many problems and challenges. There is an irony. And we are committed to chronicling them fairly that it took an Indian immigrant that is to embrace American capitalism. But we all know that problems and challenges are an iconic of the Indian American brand. There are also enormous other innovations too. Astonishing many Indian immigrants to the United States, tales of courage, Silicon Valley, unimaginable progress. I borrowed many ideas from the Valley. History-making breakthroughs. We run Newsweek on OKRs. Then there are also common business management framework that made tech giants increasingly like shared geopolitical interests between our two countries. We turned our journalism's commitment to products, including chronicling every story from every perspective. Others are beginning to follow unique opportunities to tell the whole story of modern India have set us on a path to an American and global public leveraging our global little about the rising trust global giant B2B products that complement as we prepare the next chapter of the Newsweek story is at the heart of everything we do. My story is uniquely American. Yes, I know this and also uniquely Indian at the same time. This is exactly what you would expect an Indian engineering guy to do with a 92-year-old print brand. An American company, yet we are thriving in print too. CEO, our print edition no longer profitable, particularly unusual, published more frequently than any other American of us that much ink is spilled in I was humbled when and media Harvard Business School professors could possibly be so wrote a case study on my CEOs of India and turning around Newsweek a few years ago. The editors of Newsweek today started reporting leadership and turnaround of Newsweek are one of them shared in Harvard Business from his notes to many aspiring business There was leaders. A time that if you were Indian, you may know, you could not dean at the Harvard Business School, Srikant Natar, you're more likely to become a CEO from India if you are Indian as well. So are many distinguished factors that play here and far too many to recount, including that is another unexpected concomitant a devotion to education-inspired success and the fact that for decades India has many of its brightest positioned to offer the American public this phenomenon a fresh perspective for much on the rise of India. As the next generation, Newsweek is a global brand here with a proud and deep American roots. But let me offer India has one observation to the United States. But we all know that problems and challenges are only part of the Indian both story. Cultures and systems. There are also enormous opportunities that are well more than astonishing innovations. The optimism, tales of courage, resilience of and unimaginable progress help me write this new chapter in Newsweek's storied history. Then there are also common democratic values. Thank you and increasingly shared geopolitical interests between our two countries. It's a real honor and our commitment to fairly chronicling every story from every perspective gives Newsweek a unique opportunity to tell the whole
Dr.
story
Dev
of modern India
for gracing us with your kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, Dr. Dev
As we prepare the next chapter of the Newsweek story.
And External Affairs, Dr. S. Jaishankarji,
I must
and
warn you
request
though,
for the address.
that
So
it's
please.
not unique after all. An American company with an Indian origin CEO is no longer and media on what could possibly be so special about CEOs of Indian heritage. The editors of Newsweek have started reporting on this subject too. One of them shared an anecdote from his notes. There was a time when if you were Indian, you could not become a CEO. Now, you're more likely to become a CEO if you are Indian. There are many factors at play here. But let me offer one observation from my relatively humble experience. As an Indian-born immigrant to the United States, I'm able to see and adapt to the very best in both societies. For me, both cultures and systems represent glasses that are well more than half full. The optimism and resilience of these two great nations helped me write this new chapter in Newsweek's storied
Pragarji, for gracing us with your kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, Dr. Dev Pragarji. And now may I have the privilege of inviting Honorable Minister of External Affairs, Dr. S. Jayashankarji, and request sir for the address. Sir, please.
Somebody is there. That's all? Yeah.
ओडिशा के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री मोहन चरण मांझी जी, मेरे कैबिनेट के साथी डॉक्टर मनसुख मांडविया जी, हमारे गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर डॉक्टर देव प्रकाश जी, हमारे राज्य मंत्री श्री कीर्ति वर्धन सिंह जी, श्रीमती रक्षा निखिल खाड़से जी, श्री पवित्र मार्गरीटा जी, नमस्कार, जय जगन्नाथ. I am very pleased to welcome you all to the Youth Pravasi Bharatiya Divas 2025 in Bhubaneswar today. Now you all know that it is customary to hold a conclave of our younger generation as part of the PBD celebrations. The thinking behind that is one of recognizing the special contribution that young minds make at home and abroad. And indeed, in connecting them more effectively for mutual good. At a time when so many key developments in the world are being shaped by this younger generation, whether we talk of AI or EV, innovation or startups, space or drones, sports, chess, cricket, there is all the more reason to do so. Friends, at home, we have just started our journey towards Viksit Bharat in the Amrit Kal. This is an endeavor that is very much about the future generation. After all, it is in this period that they will come to the front ranks of our society and lead our nation. A large part of our efforts is to give the right motivation to the younger generation to accelerate their efforts. While development itself is a very complex task, it becomes much easier when we are confident that nothing is beyond us. I still recall some time ago an observation by a famous Indian badminton player, P.V. Sindhu, on why Prime Minister Modi is a youth icon. She summed it up as his attitude, which moved the nation from chalta hai to badal sakta hai to hoga kaise nahi. Indeed, it is this very spirit which has driven our achievements in recent years. When confronted by the COVID pandemic, India demonstrated a remarkable resilience and strong recovery thereafter. And I remember working with Mansukh Bhai as Health Minister during that period. The very country that was predicted to go under ended up supplying vaccines and medicines to the entire world. A different but equally telling example is what we see in the realm of space, where there is a growing competition internationally. Our Chandrayaan-3 landing, the Aditya L1 observatory, and the proposed Gaganyaan mission are powerful inspirations. In a digital era, the scale of UPI transactions speaks volumes both of our infrastructure and of our mindset. The new India, with 90,000 startups and 100+ unicorns, has calling cards like Drone Didi, Atal Tinkering Labs, hackathons, green hydrogen mission, or nano fertilizers. Friends, ambitious visions need strong foundations to be realized. Our collective prospects are no exception to that rule. Here again, it is critical to invest in our youth in order to achieve their full potential. Many of you would be familiar with various campaigns and programs to develop India undertaken since 2014 under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Whether it is Swachh Bharat or Beti Padhao, Awas or Anna Yojana, Mudra or Swanidhi, Ayushman Bharat or Jal Jeevan, each one of them has been a transformational effort. However, if you were to see them in their entirety, connecting those dots will give you an appreciation of how we are securing the future of our youth. They will help bring their skills and creativity to the fore, ensuring that India's talents are fully available to the global workplace. Friends, given the rapidity of the changes underway, it is also essential that we step up efforts to keep the diaspora continuously connected. It is a matter of satisfaction to know that Know India program and Bharat Ko Janiye quiz are now getting much more traction than in previous years. We also regularly welcome the visits of PIO journalists to India. Let me take the opportunity to urge you on behalf of Prime Minister Modi to promote India as a tourism destination. If young Indian PIOs bring their equally young friends from abroad to explore this uniquely rich and diverse heritage and culture, this will surely become a lifelong habit for them. Let me also say a few words about our guest of honor. Normally, we pick somebody from the political world for that position. On this occasion, we have made a departure, I think a very understandable and I think a very justifiable departure of picking someone from the world of media, from the world of business, because Indians today, young Indians today are succeeding in so many domains, and it's important that we recognize that. Friends, allow me also to say a few words about the great state of Odisha. This state offers a tremendous opportunity to experience personally much of what we would be discussing in the course of the PBD. Its cultural festivals and religious and archaeological sites are a reminder why we in India consider ourselves to be a civilizational society. It is equally a living testament to the development progress in all its dimensions. When it comes to the youth, their optimism and energy is very much on display in Odisha, whether it is in institutions of learning or those we encounter in our daily life. So let me conclude by saying this. We are today well on the way to addressing long-standing challenges to build a modern, inclusive and progressive society. Our quest is unique because the largest nation in the world is developing in that matter in a democratic framework. The mantra of the journey is to advance, as Prime Minister Modi says, to advance on the two legs of technology and tradition. And the youth can surely be a defining factor in the pace of that endeavor and the realization of our goals. So once again, I welcome you to Bhubaneswar. I welcome you to the PBD 2025. I'm sure all of you will have a remarkable next few days ahead. I thank you for your attention. Jai Jagannath, Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of External Affairs, Dr. S. Jaishankarji, for motivating us, for enlightening us. Bharat ke Videsh Mantri, Dr. S. Jaishankarji. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would humbly request Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha, Shri Mohan Charan Majhi ji, to kindly deliver your address.
Jai Jagannath, Honorable External Affairs Minister, Sri S. Jaishankar ji, Honorable Union Minister, Youth Affairs and Sports, Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya ji, CEO and co-founder Neojoy from USA, Dr. Dev Pragad ji, Honorable Minister of State, External Affairs, Sri Kirti Vardhan Singh ji, Honorable Union Minister of State, Youth Affairs and Sports, Srimati Raksha Nikhil Khadse ji, Honorable Union Minister of State for External Affairs, Sri Pavitra Margarita ji, समस्तंकु नमस्कार। मु सारा ओडिशावासी तरफरु आपण मानंकु समस्तंकु ओडिशा को एवं मंदिर मालिनी सहर भुवनेश्वर को स्वागत करुछि। आपण मानकर उपस्थिति आज भुवनेश्वर रे आनिछि आनंदर लहरी खुशीर संभार। एही किछि दिन धरी ओडिशावासी अजस्र स्नेह और श्रद्धार सहित आपण मानक अपेक्षारे थिले। आज से अपेक्षार अंत होइछि। मु आशा करुछि भुवनेश्वर रे प्रथम थर पाई अनुष्ठित ही उत्सव आपण मानक पाई एवं आम पाई जीवनर एक अभूला स्मृति होई रहिबो। आउ आगामी दिन रे ए संपर्कर सेतु आहुरी सुदृढ़ हब। वेलकम टू द लैंड ऑफ लॉर्ड जगन्नाथ। Welcome to Odisha and to the city of temple city of Bhubaneswar. Bhubaneswar is now ready to welcome you in every corner and at every square. This is an occasion celebrated to honor the invaluable contributions of Indians worldwide and to explore new opportunities for brotherhood and collaboration. Hosting this prestigious event here in Odisha is a matter of immense honor and pride for us. It is a confluence of ideas, cultures, and achievements that showcase the strength of global Indian identity. Friends, today we celebrate the exceptional contributions of over 30 million Indians living across 200 countries. You are our cultural ambassadors, embodying the essence of India in your host nations, and you are our pride. When you excel abroad, we rejoice here. From being front runners in science and technology, to leading global corporations, to shaping policies in government across the world, the Indian diaspora has demonstrated resilience and excellence. Top business leaders like Gopi Chand Hinduja and Ellen Mittal, CEOs like Indira Nai, Sundar Pichai, and Satya Nadella, scientists like Venkat Ramakrishnan, fashion designers like Vibhu Mahapatra have brought immense pride for our motherland. You have embraced the cultures of your adopted home countries while nurturing and sharing the values of India, values rooted in family, community, and humanity. This year's theme, Diaspora's Contribution to a Vikasit Bharat, recognizes and celebrates the contributions of Indian diaspora in building a Vikasit Bharat in the Amrit Kal. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take you on a walk through Odisha, the land that warmly welcomes you today. Odisha is a land of timeless heritage. Odisha is a treasure trove of history, culture, and natural beauty. From the majestic Sun Temple at Konark to the sacred Jagannath Temple in Puri, our state is home to some of the most iconic landmarks of Indian civilization. I would like all of you to explore nature's secret in Odisha and take a little bit of Odisha along with you. While Odisha's past is steeped in history, its present is defined by transformation and progress. Today, Odisha stands as a leader in mining and industries, such as steel, aluminium, while emerging as a hub for sports, IT, and skill development. Skill in Odisha is a preferred brand name. We have been making significant strides in education, healthcare, and infrastructure, ensuring inclusive growth and sustainable development. Our recognition as a sports powerhouse is testament to our commitment to excellence. Friends, to our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, I extend an open invitation to reconnect with your roots and rediscover the magic of Odisha. Whether it is through cultural exchanges, business ventures, or educational collaborations, we welcome your ideas, investments, and entrepreneurship. In Odisha, opportunities abound in sectors such as technology, renewable energy, infrastructure development, education, and tourism. We also value the role of the diaspora in promoting brand Odisha globally. You are our ambassadors, bridging cultures and creating opportunities for Odisha on the world stage. प्रिय मित्रों, हमें पता है आप जहां भी रहते हैं, इंडिया आपके दिल में बसता है। आपके अचीवमेंट्स हमें खुशी देता है। आपके लिए हम सब गर्व करते हैं। भुवनेश्वर में इस कार्यक्रम करने के लिए मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को और विदेश मंत्रालय को धन्यवाद देता हूं। मैं चाहूंगा कि आप सब इन 3 दिनों में ओडिशा के संस्कृति और ऐतिह्य के बारे में जानें। पुरी, कोणार्क, धौड़ी, चिलिका लेक आदि बहुत सारे पर्यटन स्थल को जाएं और इसके साथ ओडिशा के लेजीज खाने, डालमा, रसगुल्ला और छेनापोड़ के मजा भी लीजिए। भुवनेश्वर में इस अवसर पर बहुत सारे कल्चरल प्रोग्राम हो रहा है। आप सब ये सभी देखना चाहिए। इससे ओडिशा के साथ आपका रिश्ता और भी मजबूत होगा और ये रिश्ता अटूट रहेगा। Dear friends, before I conclude, let me leave you with a message of hope and determination. Together, we are stronger. Together, we can build a Viksit Odisha, a Viksit Bharat. Once again, I welcome you to Odisha. Let this Pravasi Bharatiya Divas be a celebration of our past, a reflection of our present, and a vision for our future. This event, I believe, will be a hallmark in cementing our bond as a family. Thank you for being here. धन्यवाद। जय जगन्नाथ। वंदे उत्कल जननी। भारत माता की जय।
Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister Sir, for your address. देवियों और सज्जनों, ओडिशा के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री मोहन चरण माझी जी उद्बोधन कर रहे थे। And now for word of thanks, I would request Honorable Minister of State for Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, Ms. Raksha Nikhil Kharsi ji.
Honorable Shri Mohan Charan Majhi ji, Chief Minister of Odisha, Honorable Dr. Jaishankar ji, Minister of External Affairs, Honorable Dr. Mansukh Mandviya ji, Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, Dr. Dev Pragatji, CEO and co-founder Newsweek from the USA, Honorable Kirtivardhanji, Minister of State of External Affairs, Honorable Dr. Pratibha Margarita, Minister of State for External Affairs, distinguished dignitaries, distinguished Pravasi Bharatiya delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I am deeply honored and privileged to stand before you today to extend heartfelt gratitude on behalf of the organizing committee and all dignitaries guests at the 18th Yuva Pravasi Bharatiya Divas held in Bhubaneswar. First and foremost, I could like to express our sincere thanks to our esteemed chief guest, Honorable Shri Mohan Charanji, Chief Minister of Odisha. Your presence today, sir, has not only made this event a grand success, but also reflect the warm hospitality and forward-looking vision of the state of Odisha, for which we are all deeply grateful. We are privileged to have been graced by the insightful words of Honorable Dr. Jai Shankarji, Minister of External Affairs. Your guidance and unwavering support for our global Indian diaspora have truly made this event a milestone in strengthening the bond between India